Hi, it's Mark, your Madison Cork Dork. Wednesday, I discussed fruit, a grape that's primarily grown in Eastern Europe. Today, I'll be introducing you to a grape that's used in Prosecco, Glera. So why am I doing these videos? Well, the majority of you have probably heard of some of the following varietals: Cabernet Sauvignon, Chardonnay, Riesling, and Moscato. I, however, would like to introduce you to some grapes that you've probably never heard of. At the beginning of each video, I will remind you of a few things. First and foremost, anyone can learn how to smell and taste wine. Your sensations of smell and taste are determined by the chemicals that are in food and drink. When we say that we're smelling oranges or that we're tasting toast, we're not making this up. With time, you can train yourself to seek out individual smells and tastes. Just swirl your wine glass, close your eyes, and think about what you're smelling or tasting. This will help you appreciate and analyze wine. I'll keep bringing up several terms that I will define at the beginning of each video. Body is the mouthfeel you have when you taste the wine. It's analogous to milk. If it feels like whole milk, that's a full-bodied wine. If it's like skim milk, it's a light-bodied wine. If it's like 2% milk, that's a medium-bodied wine. Tannin is the astringency you feel in your mouth that some wines have. It makes your tongue feel like it's sticking to your teeth or to the roof of your mouth. Acidity is how watery your mouth feels after swallowing. The more watery, the higher the acidity. Okay, so on to the grape. It's weird to discuss Glera when it is only used in Prosecco, because it is not a grape used in a still wine in and of itself. You won't be able to go to a grocery store and find a bottle of sparkling wine called Glera. Although Glera is primarily grown in northeastern Italy in the Veneto and Friuli Venezia Giulia regions, the grape originally was grown in Slovenia near a town called Prosecco. Here are the Italian regions that you will find the grape being grown these days. So, we have Friuli right here, and then Veneto region right here. And to get a closer look of the regions, Veneto and Friuli Venezia Giulia. These areas right here. You cannot have a serious educational video on Prosecco without going over quality levels that are mentioned on the bottle. Here they are from bottom to top, or lowest quality to highest quality. And of course, I will be mispronouncing pretty much all of them. Lowest level is Prosecco DOC, then Prosecco Conigliano Valdobbiadene Superiore, then Colli Assolani DOCG, then Prosecco Conigliano Valdobbiadene Superior Rive DOCG, and lastly, Valdobbiadene Superior di Cartesi DOCG. Again, I am 100% positive that it would probably be best for you to at least look up those names and what they mean on the bottles that you find. The differences in quality is pretty much tied to the land where the Glera grapes are grown. Prosecco can be made into a frizzante and spumante styles. Again, the former being lightly sparkling and the latter being a much more sparkling wine. Regarding the sweetness levels of the driest to off-dry, the Prosecco wine goes from brut, extra dry, and dry. Although strictly brut wines are suggested to be used in making mimosas, Prosecco is a great alternative. It has been speculated that Prosecco was made during the Roman times. In fact, 1st century AD wine critic Pliny the Elder also may have discussed the wine during his review. Again, this is strictly speculation, but is something that people have considered. In recent history, Prosecco went from being somewhat of an obscure varietal to one of the best-selling wines in America. The most recognizable brand, of course, is La Marca. So what can you expect from Prosecco? Well, it is a light-bodied sparkling wine, and as you know, Prosecco ranges from brut to semi-dry. It has no tannin whatsoever. Prosecco has a medium-high level of acidity and has a medium level of alcohol. Prosecco is meant to be drunk in a flute glass, should you have one. The wine is to be served ice cold between 38 and 45 degrees. You should, if you have the patience, store the wine from 1 to 3 years. You can spend around $15 for a bottle of Prosecco, which is pretty reasonable given the popularity of this sparkling wine. So what are some of the smells and tastes you can expect from Prosecco? Honeydew, green apple, pear, lager, as in beer, and cream. Pair it with an Italian antipasto, cured meats, and almonds, or even a spicy Asian food dish instead of simply drinking it on its own. So if you're a fan of cava, cremant, or champagne, you should really give Prosecco a try. Anyway, this is Mark, your Madison Cork Dork. Join me Monday when I discuss a fortified dessert wine from Portugal. And of course, that's probably giving some of you way too big of a hint. Thanks for watching.